Hey guys, just wanted to do my reaction video to the San Diego Comic-Con trailer for Supergirl Season 4. So, when Season 3 last ended off, as much as I enjoyed the Season 3 finale, I think it's pretty obvious that it obviously, it drew a lot of plot points from the end of Season 2 of The Flash, and it's early, and also from its third season, in which during the fight with Rain, Supergirl is convinced by others, especially her mom, to kill Rain, but in the process, it led to the deaths of a legion of superheroes, including Mon-El and other loved ones, to the point where she managed to go back in time, and instead of straight up killing Rain, she used the Haron-El, or basically the black kryptonite, to basically have Sam and Rain remerge again into one, not only one being, but also bring them back to that weird magical wasteland, and similar to how Zoom was taken away by time race to a fate worse than death. Something similar happened to Rain in the wastelands, in which Sam Arias became a normal human being again, and is apparently going to go off to live some normal life with her daughter Ruby. The Legion of Superheroes went back to the future. Brainiac 5 ended up staying behind because of the changes to the timeline from stopping the World Killers, including Blight, that ended up having Brainiac, the original one, rising to power in the future and threatening all, or I guess robotic life, including Brainiac 5. So that's why he stayed in the present, and because of Wynn's contributions to later in the timeline and his technology, he ends up going into the future with the Legion of Superheroes. So apparently he's going to be a recurring character from now on. Which is sad, because I'm gonna miss Wynn, but I also do like Brainiac 5, so I think he's gonna be continue to be a welcome addition. You still have apparently Lena still secretly kept her own portion of the black kryptonite for further experimentation, and without any shame, just because of how Supergirl went behind her back and investigated her, and so it's there's still this kind of mistrust between them. And then of course, because of the result of Supergirl changing the timeline, the black kryptonite inadvertently created a doppelganger of Supergirl that showed up in Siberia, and is apparently and I guess apparently they're going to go with the their own version of Superman Red Sun. And I'm going to see if there's anything, and then of course you have after Jean's dad sacrificed himself to help save the world, that he decided to go on a sabbatical, explore the world, and left Alex in charge of the DEO. So we're going to see what else is to expect from Season 4.
The universe is vast. They come from outer space. They take our jobs, our culture. They steal from us. They hurt us. Look what they've done to our city, our country, our world. A wave of destruction this planet has never seen. We don't need their heroes. When humans root out the invaders, we can be safe again. We need to stand up and be heard. Because divided we fall.
It's starting.
I am an agent of liberty.
This is my home. And my mission is to protect it.
Okay, so obviously not the best trailer. I mean, they have like some footage from season four, and then of course like footage from like season three as well. But the thing is, what happened is like with the whole like Andrew Kreisberg being exposed for sexual harassment, him being fired, that of course had this whole like scheduling thing where Supergirl went on hiatus for 9 weeks, and then Legends took its spot to finish up their season before Supergirl, and then Supergirl finished up their season. So the season ran late through June, and that's because like the writers didn't want to do like enough rewrites that they didn't want Andrew Kreisberg getting paid, getting credited, and subsequently getting paid for his contributions to season three in light of his misconduct. So it did affect the pacing of the show towards the end. I know that really, and regardless, I know this show has already been like very like loved or hated season, and I know it did alienate some people. Especially it was weird when they brought in Magic. Um, but I guess it's also like a reason for why. I guess like, it was part of the reason for why like Melissa Benoist to take a commitment for work to do a Broadway play to the point where it's like she's not finished with her run until the beginning of August. The show already started filming in July, so basically Melissa Benoist is not going to be in the first two episodes, which I guess is why they have her doppelganger in that suit at the end of the trailer. And they also mentioned they're supposed to have like Manchester Black as a villain, and they're supposed to have like Sam Witwer cast as Agent Liberty, who's like an anti-alien fascist, similar to Lena Luthor and Katniss. And if you don't know Sam Witwer, he was on, I think it was the show was called Being Human, or something like that. Basically, in the site, he was also on. He was Doomsday on Smallville. He was played Star Killer in the Star Wars Force Awakens video games, and he was also did the voice of Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, and also Solo: Star Wars Story. Um, so it'd be cool to see him play a villain on the show. And but given that they have like seemingly already have like three villains, it makes me worry that they're kind of like falling back into old habits where it's like they have like too many villains, and it's not going to have like a clear antagonist for the season unless they're going to actually unless they're going to actually you know take a page out of Agents of Shield, in which they like develop their break up their seasons into like kind of like two, three into pods, which people call them, where it's like they have a villain for one section of the show, then a villain for another section of the show, and then another villain for the last third of it. I think it's the best way to go about it, because otherwise I feel like it's going to be another situation where it's season two where it's like there are too many villains and there's no clear big bad, and you're kind of left wondering, it's like, okay, what direction is the season going exactly? And of course, they're really on the nose with their politics, and with their whole is like, oh, aliens come to this planet and it's like they take our jobs and they affect our culture, and It's not particularly subtle, and I can see how it's hard to blame anybody for. I'm more forgiving of it, but I also don't blame anybody for feeling like it kind of alienates some people. But I enjoy the show for what it is because I'm a Superman fan, and the show has its virtue. I feel like the pros of the show outweigh the cons. Season three was like an improvement over the last two. It addressed at least some of the criticisms from the last two seasons, and I hope maybe in spite of maybe it'll hopefully continue this trend in season four. Um, but anyway, guys, are you a fan of Supergirl? And if you are, what are you looking forward to? What would you like to see? If you do have issues with the show in this season, your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.